Hey everybody, Jen here, and it feels like back to school, which some people might think is like a dreadful thing. I loved back to school, I love school. But in this case, today is day one of my 4-week kickstart plan that if you didn't watch my last video, I'll link it below, check it out. It goes a little bit more into the conversation I had with my health coach, registered dietitian, and really just how we're trying to get me just going in the right direction. This summer was just not the summer of being consistent and disciplined, and you know, my future self was not happy with what transpired this summer. So today we are just essentially focused on the day, the tasks at hand, and just settle into the next 4 weeks. I'm not worried about what's going to happen tomorrow, the rest of this week, next week, etc. I'm focused on today. And that's the mindset I want to have. I sat down this morning and I quickly took 2 minutes and I wrote down what my plans were for today. And what I mean by that is like, what do I want to accomplish today? And this is personal. Work is separate. I have all my meeting schedules, all my notes, all those things are separate. But in this case, it's like, you know, you have your breakfast, your lunch, your breakfast, mid-morning snack, lunch, dinner, around the times that I have them and what I would like to have in that time. And then there's the, going to the gym around 4. My upper body routine is today. These are the exercises I'm doing. I have that ready to go. I already have that from the health coach. And so then, you have your morning skincare, your evening skincare, your supplementation, your hydration, and just like roughly that you want to get greater than 8,000 steps. So I have all these little things here that I would like to say, this is just what I have to do today. And looking at it, I don't feel overwhelmed. I don't feel stressed. I don't feel like I'm already ready to throw in the towel. Now, granted, I did just wake up like not too long ago. And so I've already had my protein coffee. That's a staple first thing in the morning. It's my decaf coffee and either a Fairlife protein shake, which I did this morning, or sometimes some protein powder. I have my water with electrolytes. I use Element. And I also have creatine in here, which is something I started a little over a month ago, and lack of consistency. I started it over the summer and I didn't take it every single day. It was sporadic. And now I'm gonna be taking it every day for 4 weeks, obviously for the foreseeable future, but just kind of group it in here. And then I've crushed my skincare routine. I do my cleansing in the shower, but I did my red light therapy mask. I did my Eminence Organic Skincare. I did my Theragun Depuffing Wand. I feel like when I just take care of myself, either in the morning or the evening, I don't know, it just makes me feel really good. And it might seem outrageous to be like, oh God, a red light therapy mask and Theragun, those were gifts. But for me, I have noticed such a huge impact to my skin with the red light therapy mask and now the Theragun Depuffing Wand. I've had it for a short period of time. I just love how it feels. I do the warm setting before I put on the rest of my skincare, and then I do the cold setting to kind of help set in and depuff, and when I have the skincare on. I'm loving that routine, and I wasn't as consistent in the summer with things like just trying to look a little bit more presentable. Like throwing on a little makeup. I don't do anything super crazy. Do my hair a little bit better, even though I need to get my hair cut. But like I've already done these things, and I can already feel so much better doing that. And so I love having my list. That's exactly what I did when I first started. I'm ready to just say, today, this is my goal for the day, is to follow these things and just see how it goes. One thing that's not on there is no snacking. I don't want to have any snacks outside of my mid-morning snack, which I'm gonna have some like pistachios and popcorn. I don't want any. I don't want chocolate, cookies, candy, nothing. I've had enough of that this summer to tide me over to the end of the year. Okay, let's be honest here. I've had enough. And I'm saying that I'm only on day one. But let's see what the day brings. It's a work day. It's gonna be a little bit chaotic, but I'm just excited to just say, all right, all I have to worry about right now is just getting some steps in throughout the day before I head to the gym, just see where I'm at with my step goal. And everything else is already planned out. I just have to stick to the plan and not let anything derail it. So let's go ahead, let's tackle day one together. That dog just loves the sun. She's been resting all morning. But it is lunchtime. I'm just having my fruit smoothie. I have this on occasion. You see this, when I'm really on point. I tend to just simplify things and make a nice little fruit smoothie. But I did have, and I didn't have a chance to talk during it, but I had my mid-morning snack. It was closer to like 11:15, 11 o'clock. I had popcorn and pistachios, put a little extra popcorn into there because I have to share it with somebody. Or she whines at me. So she gets a little bit of popcorn. That's perfectly fine. I usually don't give her a lot of like human food, really, I guess you could say, other than maybe some like fruits and veggies. But she always gets a little bit of popcorn when I have it. But that hit the spot because I tend to just have protein coffee in the morning. And then usually around 10, I get a little bit hungry and I like to have some like carbs and fat at the time. And now I'm going to have my fruit smoothie. But here's an interesting take for you. I don't know why, but this morning, because I did leg day yesterday, even though today is officially day one, just by the way that my week works, I had to bump my workouts up a little bit. And so I'm a little sore. That's okay. I did, a series of things. I did squats, walking lunges. I did leg press. I'm drawing a blank on everything. Just a calf raises, did about 4 or 5 exercises, and I'm definitely a little bit on the sore side today, but I was thinking today's upper body day, and I was like, okay, my video came out, I said that I want to lose 8 pounds this month minimum, and then all of a sudden I felt a little bit of pressure for a second, not pressure to prove that I can do these things and that I've told everybody, so I gotta step it up and show up. It was the mind that goes to extremism. And for me, I know that if I really reduce calories and I work out, a little bit more intense than normal, maybe sometimes I'm doing 2 workouts a day, I can get that weight off. I don't want that. But like that's where my mind went. My mind went with, okay, well, you know what? Maybe after your upper body workout, why don't you go on that stepper for 20 minutes, burn some extra calories? Why don't you go on the rower and do this? Why don't you go and do that? Why don't you maybe get up in the morning and do, inclined walk and then start your day and then go to the gym later? I still have these like extreme thoughts because like I want to prove to myself that I can lose weight. But the thing is I've already proven to myself I can lose up to 90 pounds not having to do extreme measures and cutting calories drastically. And so I have to remind myself it's still like this identity shift that I'm trying to make with myself, that it's okay to simplify things. You don't need to do a million things to be able to lose weight. The number one thing for me is I just have to watch what I eat. And I know that that's going to be something I have to deal with for many, many years. And I'm perfectly fine with that. But I just need to just focus on sticking to the foods that make me feel good, and everything else will fall into place. But I'm going to enjoy my fruit smoothie. My step count's a smidge bit low today, so I probably will hop on my walking pad this afternoon to get some steps in, and then I will walk to and from the gym. But I want to just make sure that I can get, anywhere from 8,000 to 10,000 steps, so I can just, check that off of just the importance of making sure I'm moving more. But yeah, day one going the best it can, just trying not to get in my own way.
The workday has ended and it is officially gym o'clock is what I call it. Today is upper body day with an emphasis on push. I'm ready to get at it. Yes, it is only second day because I did lower body yesterday, but I'm ready. I started with the chest press because all the benches were taken, not the end of the world. I did 3 sets of 15 here. And then when I was done using this machine, I hopped on over to the shoulder press where again, I did 3 sets of 15. I prefer to use the actual machine instead of dumbbells because it just helps with a little stability. Then I popped over to the decline press, which again, 3 sets of 15 here. I love the range of motion on this machine the best. And then I went over to lateral raises. I tend to go a little bit higher on these because I like it for just a little bit of shoulder mobility. And then to wrap up push day, I did assisted tricep dips. I took my time on these, slow, controlled, just to be able to hit my triceps a little bit better.
All right, what a day it has been so far. Checking a lot of things off my list. I went to the gym, and as you saw, I did an upper body workout. I always feel so awkward
recording at the gym. That's why I kind of keep it a little bit limited, because I do go at a time where it's a little bit busy, and I also don't want other people to be in it. That's just my own thing, even though you're perfectly fine to record in the gym I go to. But the biggest challenge of the day, are you ready for this, is the walk home from the gym. And you're probably like, that's your problem? And let me explain. So I have the tendency to think about food a lot, even on a GLP-1, in my case, compounded Tirzepatide. And so I walk past a food store, I could walk past a Five and Below, I could walk past stores that sell food and candy and cookies and everything. And I feel like those temptations have been screaming at me the past couple weeks, and I've allowed myself to just indulge more than I should. And so today, my goal wasn't to crush my gym workout, wasn't to follow my meal plan. Yes, it was to eat healthy. That's the top one up there. It wasn't to get my steps in and hydration. It was not any of that. It was for me to walk past Wegmans. And I can report back to you on day one, I made it past Wegmans. And you have no idea what that accomplishment does to me. That just means the hardest part of my day I have battled. We'll worry about tomorrow when tomorrow comes. But after the gym, all done, fed my pup, prepared my dinner. Tonight I am having a very bougie type of dinner, but I have steak, I have some leftover shrimp, and I forgot to have my avocado earlier, so I made sure to add that with my dinner. I have green beans and peppers. Like I said, trying to get my carbs from things like the green beans and the peppers as opposed to potatoes, sweet potatoes, rices. I can have them earlier in the day, but later in the day, in the evening, we are just going to say no for the time being and see how my body does, see how my sleep improves, because I always found when I keep my carbs a little bit lower, I sleep a little bit better in the evening, right? So that's where we're at. I'm gonna enjoy my dinner, and now all I have to look forward to is just playing with my pup and having a little bit of an evening wind down, and I might have to do a little more recovery. I did the compression boots again, and let me tell you, I needed them, because man, am I struggling after my pup's getting my attention and doing something funny. I struggled after my leg workout yesterday, so I'm gonna crush my dinner, and I can't wait for my evening wind down. Let's go ahead and wrap up day one. What were my goals for today? One was to stick to my meal plan, which I believe I did. I was able to have, I had 1,456 calories. Goal was 1,500. Guess what? I probably hit that because I didn't weigh all my food, so I most likely was over 1,500. That's my opinion based off of just looking at what I was eating. I'm just being real here. I had about 118 grams of protein. One thing I completely forgot, and I have not forgotten this in ages, forgot to put collagen peptides in my protein coffee this morning. I don't know what I was thinking, so I'll remember that tomorrow. It's no big deal. But I was very, very happy with all my meals today. I didn't show, and one of the things I had was I had a Barbell protein bar because it was later in the afternoon, about 2 hours before I was working out, about an hour and a half, and I thought to myself, I'm going to need a little fuel to get me through my workout. And also, when I kind of mapped out my meals, I knew I was going to be a little bit short on calories, and I'm not trying to dip too low into a calorie deficit. It's not my plan right now. I don't want to do 1,200 calories. I don't want to do 1,300 calories. I don't want it to affect my performance in the gym, which then leads me to my gym workout. I had about 5 exercises, all upper. It was push day, crushed those. Hope I'm not as sore
my upper body compared to my lower body still from yesterday, which then I did some recovery work at the gym. I did the compression boots again. I plan on doing them every day, but I have for the past 3 days. But I feel like my legs are a little bit tight from yesterday. I think the walking lunges did me in. I also did a little bit of foam rolling as well this evening. But the biggest win of the day was leaving the gym and being able to walk past Wegmans and head back home. Check that off the box. Not stopping for any snacks. Whatever is in here is what I eat. Whatever's on my plan is what I stick to. No matter how crazy the day is, how stressful it got, I just have to focus on what my plan is for today and how I'm feeling. And then going with just skincare, all those different routines, that is what I think is giving me joy. So that's why I want to talk about it. I already talked about my morning, but I just wrapped up my evening skincare. I love to do just I use the Bright Skin line because I have some hyperpigmentation, sun damage, all those different things. I had a consultation ages ago, so I know which lines work for me. I do Calm Skin in the morning and I do Bright Skin in the evening, but I do my cleanser, I do a serum, a moisturizer, I do stuff under my eyes, I use my Theragun again, but I did also use another product to take my makeup off before I do my skincare. All still Eminence, love them. I will not change from them. I have been using them for, I feel like, at least 7 years now. They really helped my rosacea, the Calm Skin line. I will tell anybody, I will scream it from the rooftops, but you have to have patience. And yes, it is a little pricey. It's not medical grade, it's not prescription. But I found that Calm Skin line, I was consistent for a couple months sticking to the routine, and it's really helped calm the redness down, and also some of the damage from radiation. So I owe my skin looking somewhat normal to that brand. But that's like, I think to me, the morning routine is one that I think sets me up for a good day. But I think right now my biggest, besides like trying not to snack and avoid going into Wegmans after the gym, my wind down routine is what I want to be like one of my top priorities. Because I think in order for me to have success, to be able to lose weight and lose some body fat, and just feel back on track, is getting my sleep back to where it needs to be. And I feel like I'm on the cusp of just having a breakthrough. Hence why I have on my old lady pajamas. So my cool nights. I got this color last year, like on clearance, and my friends call it my Golden Girl design. It cracks me up. I don't care. I will get, if I love Soma Cool Nights, and I don't care what the pattern looks like if it's on sale, because they're pricey. I did find Members Market Sam's Club has really good pajamas as well. I just bought 3 colors. Those are the long sleeve and long pants for the winter, because they sell out so quickly. I needed to hop on that. I missed out on the short sleeve and the shorts like I'm wearing now from them. But overall, what a great day. Hydration was on point. Steps, I'm currently at 10,100. So that's a win. My goal was between 8 and 10,000, so I will take that. But I want to wrap up this video here. I just feel really good about day one, and that is where my focus is. When I wrap up this video, I'm going to just kind of take a couple minutes and prepare for tomorrow, and just do this exact same thing until I can start making the habits just happen without me kind of mapping them out. That might take a couple weeks, but I'll get there. I got there in the past, but I feel like today has set me up for a good day tomorrow, and I think that's the most important thing. But I want to thank you all for tuning in to my boring GLP-1 journey. Keeping things simple, not overcomplicating. You're probably like, girl, your skincare is not that simple. That's just a bonus. Well, your supplements are a little more. You don't have to take creatine or collagen. Multivitamin is extremely important as long as you have, some magnesium and, vitamin D and a couple other things, which I don't want to go into. Talk to your doctor about what will work for you. I've done some panels to understand what type of supplements I should be taking also. So I think that was really important for me to do that. But I will catch you all in my next video. Have a great night. Here's to having a good sleep score tonight.